Right now at 6, weather impact alert, what a local senior center is doing to help people escape potentially triple-digit heat.
Very important at this time because a lot of people don't have air conditioning.
Then, a warning from police after a 13-year-old leads officers on a high-speed chase.
Plus, new fallout from local ICE protests with a school forced to make a move.
Because we were losing enrollment regularly.
And later, fans line up for those double-doubles.
I've been waiting for this day all my life.
Just how long some people waited, we're talking hours, just to get a taste. But we begin with breaking news in Northeast Portland this evening, where a deadly crash has closed part of Marine Drive. Portland police say the collision involved a car and a motorcycle just after 4 o'clock near 158th.
Authorities say first responders tried to save the motorcyclist, but they died at the scene. The ongoing investigation means both directions of Marine Drive remain closed between 148th and 158th. We will update you as we learn more and when the road reopens.
And now to our top story today, an incoming heat wave as we take a live look over the Rose City from our Wells Fargo Skycam. The possibility of triple-digit heat in the forecast, which triggers a KGW weather impact alert.
So let's get right to live team coverage. John Adams in East County, one of a few spots already with a plan in the works to help folks cool off.
That's right, but we'll start with meteorologist Joe Ranieri. Joe, we are all going to feel the heat, but there is added risk for people who are running hood to coast on Friday.
Absolutely right. That's a good point because I'm expecting to see the hottest day of our heat wave on Friday, and it's not going to be cooling off much for Saturday and into Sunday when those, of course, runners start to finish. But we will be under an extreme heat watch during the entire relay race starting Friday morning, and that watch stays in effect until early Monday morning. That kind of gives you an idea of just how dangerously hot it's going to be starting Friday and in the early part of next week. Now that extreme heat watch extends over into parts of eastern Oregon. Meanwhile, if you're thinking, hey, I'll go down to southern Oregon, that's not going to help you. They'll be under a heat advisory over the next couple of days. But we are looking at pretty spectacular conditions on this Wednesday night from our Chehalem tasting room. Temperature of 80 degrees over in Sherwood. And as we kind of go into the next few days, the heat wave starts Friday, lasts until Sunday, although I'm calling it Friday through Sunday, but don't be surprised if we're sitting here in the next couple of days and say, hey, we're going to extend it into Monday. So it's at least a 3-day stretch worth dangerous hot conditions. And again, daytime highs in the upper 90s to low 100s. I'm forecasting 101 come Friday afternoon. Make sure you get plenty of water if you're going to be not only participating in the hood to coast, but just being out and about. So the 3-day forecast looks like this. Manageable. Tomorrow, daytime highs close to 90 degrees. 101 for Friday. I'm expecting to see a lot of record-breaking temperatures come Friday. On Saturday, daytime high of 99 degrees. And coming up in my detailed forecast, I'll let you know when things cool off a little bit, but I can tell you this much, you guys, it's going to be a while.
Oof. Appreciate you keeping an eye on things, though, Joe. Thank you.
All right, let's check in with John Adams live in Gresham because, John, the time to prepare, you heard it, is now.
David, that's exactly right. Multnomah County officials are most concerned about older individuals who may be living at home in this upcoming heat wave. They're encouraging them to come to centers like the Gresham Senior Center here over the next few days to beat the heat. With temperatures set to soar into the upper 90s on Friday and Saturday, Multnomah County officials spent Wednesday morning warning residents of what's to come.
We want to get the message and the word out there to be aware and prepare for heat.
Officials say seniors who live alone, especially those with existing health concerns, are most vulnerable to the extreme heat.
We really worry about anybody who is isolated, especially people who are living in units, maybe apartment units, alone, places that might heat up for a couple days.
However, places like the Gresham Senior Center offer a place for people to go to stay cool.
Well, really all we're prepared to do is just have more people and have more seniors having fun.
Program Director Scott Harden says the center also offers classes and meals.
You can join friends, you can meet new people, you can have lunch Tuesday through Thursday with Meals on Wheels.
The center is open from 8:30 to 3 p.m., but it is also used as a cooling center when necessary. Jim Dodge believes it's a critical resource for the community.
Very important at this time because a lot of people don't have air conditioning. I have air conditioning at home, so I'm very fortunate.
Others without AC agree.
We have our windows open. We don't have air conditioning. It's cooler here than our house.
The heat already proving dangerous this year. Multnomah County officials suspect 2 people died from heat-related illnesses just weeks ago. Officials hope that number doesn't grow this week.
We want to get that message out, even late in the season. Don't tough it out. Try to find cool spaces.
Well, the programs and activities here at the Gresham Senior Center are for those 50 years of age and older, but anyone is welcome to stop by and cool off over the next couple days. David, Christine, back to you.
All right, John Adams in Gresham there. Thanks, John. Stay with KGW for continuing coverage of this weather impact alert. Look for updates to your forecast, the latest timing and information as details come in right here at KGW.com and on our free TV app. That is KGW+.
New at 6, a local school says it had no choice but to pack up and move after months of protests right outside its front door.
The Cottonwood School used to be right next to the ICE facility in South Portland, and now it has moved about a mile away. Celine Stevens is here. Celine, looks like things got pretty bad.
David, Christine, they did. So after protests this summer that led to chemicals being used on a regular basis outside the Portland ICE facility, the Cottonwood School, which was right next door, felt they had no choice but to relocate as their enrollment rate dropped and safety became a big concern.
And people were saying we're not going to send them because we're next to the ICE building.
The Cottonwood School of Civics and Science has found a new home off of Southwest 1st Avenue.
We are subleasing from Bridges Middle School. So Bridges Middle School was moving into a permanent location and looking for a subleaser, and we were able to find that through them.
The city helping the move happen.
I think what made this work is we did build some partnerships between the 2 different schools, our internal bureaucracy, other council offices, and just got everyone on the same page.
The charter school, serving students in kindergarten through 8th grade, was pressured to relocate due to the fallout from protests at the Portland ICE facility.
At the end of the school year, we started noticing more activity at the ICE building, and there were chemicals being used on a regular basis and munitions being found on our playground. Well, a really big reason why we made the decision was because we were losing enrollment regularly.
Laura Cartwright, the interim executive director for the school, says they started fundraising initially because they weren't sure if they'd have to pay to clean up the school grounds or for a move. But she says during the summer, it only got worse.
Our garden was enveloped in gases one evening, and we started to think we might not be able to mediate this in the school year and open on time.
Now teachers will need to quickly unpack and organize classrooms to be ready for the start of the school year on September 2nd.
I'm feeling really hopeful. Our community is really resilient.
City Councilor Mitch Green says he will be picking up a shift this weekend to help set up the school. Now, the school is still looking for donations or help with things like wish lists for teachers. Those looking to help can go to their website at thecottonwoodschool.org. Back to you.
Thanks, Celine. Appreciate your reporting on that.
In your headlines, a 13-year-old is accused of leading deputies on a chase with 5 other teens inside the car. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says around 3:15 Sunday morning, a deputy tried to stop a driver on I-84 who they thought could be under the influence. The car sped off. Deputies eventually used spike strips and a pit maneuver to stop it. The teen driver was arrested on several counts, including eluding and reckless driving. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but the sheriff's office says this is a good reminder to parents and teens that one mistake driving can change everything.
Portland and Gresham police are investigating what they believe are 2 connected shootings that sent 2 people to the hospital last night. Around 6 Tuesday evening, officers received reports of people in 2 vehicles firing at each other. This was near Northeast Gleason and 167th. Investigators say the group separated, then about 40 minutes later showed up at Pat Pfeiffer Park, that's about a half mile away, where there was another shooting. In total, officers say they recovered about 36 shell casings. No word on any suspects or arrests.
And a quick traffic update. Southwest Titchener Drive has reopened nearly 5 months after a landslide closed the road. The slide happened in late March. Since then, crews have worked to clear the 3,400 tons of rock that fell. PBOT says it plans to monitor the area while additional work is done to fix a wall that catches debris from the slope above.
Now at 6, could taxes come down? in Multnomah County.
The governor's task force just released a report that proposes several changes to boost the local economy. Jake Holter is in the newsroom. Jake, break down the changes for us.
Yeah, Christine and David, two of the big programs this report targets are the Portland Clean Energy Fund and the Preschool for All tax.
What we need is not more analysis. We need action.
Portland Metro Chamber President Andrew Hone is calling on local leaders to make changes to how some taxes are structured in the region. Hone sits on Governor Tina Kotek's Tax Advisory Board, which just released a list of recommendations aimed at jumpstarting Portland's economy. One focus is the Preschool for All tax.
Everyone wants that program to succeed, but how we pay for it cannot jeopardize the economic well-being of the community.
Right now, the tax collects 3% from Multnomah County residents making more than $250,000 a year and 1.5% from those making more than $125,000. The money funds preschool for families across the community. The Multnomah County Chair says the program is on track to provide free preschool to every 3- and 4-year-old in the county by 2030. But Hone says it's driving some earners to move away.
People that have higher incomes are leaving at a faster pace than those who are coming that have lower income profiles. So there is clear, absolutely irrefutable evidence that this tax is having an impact. And if you want the program to succeed, we need to keep people who pay into the program here.
But county and city leaders argue there's no evidence to suggest migration out of the county is because of the Preschool for All tax. When state lawmakers proposed doing away with the program earlier this summer, county leaders balked at the idea, saying tax cuts for the wealthy aren't worth cutting community programs. The advisory board outlined several options, like raising the income thresholds to match inflation, pausing the tax to reassess, looking at new funding sources, or ending the program altogether. The group also wants changes to the Portland Clean Energy Fund. That fund, created by a surcharge on large retailers, was thought to bring in about $30 to $90 million a year. But Hone says it's been much more, and that the money over the $90 million threshold should be reallocated to a general fund.
The fund, where the surcharge goes, is now sitting on somewhere between $500 and $600 million, while all of us in the community sit around and watch core services like cleaning, safety, economic development, small business support, transportation, in a structural crisis.
Mother's Bistro owner Lisa Schroeder agrees that something has got to give.
Between taxes and hurdles and all the other things that we face downtown with empty storefronts, no office workers, there's just no way to bounce back. There isn't. All the money in the world isn't going to bring back business unless we take some serious drastic steps.
And today, Multnomah County commissioners held a work session to discuss a potential change in the Preschool for All tax structure. David and Christine?
Appreciate the follow-up. Thank you, Jake.